Hello everyone, this is John. It's June 21st, 2026. I'm up here in sort of the back lot next to for those of you who've never been to Chester, this is the old jail. And that's the courthouse. And that was building maintenance where I worked for about a year. Been thinking all week about what I'm gonna talk about. I guess crime and punishment and faith. My history began, well, my family history began here, close to here. It was 1950, and they were March 6th of 1950, and they were bringing my uncle into that jail there. He had just taken the life of his 16-year-old wife and his unborn child. It was a big story back then. It's a big story now. It's I imagine it went stateswide. They had the trial in that courthouse, and he was sentenced to death by electrocution. When the stabbing happened, he didn't run. He told them to call the police, and he waited. I read the trial transcripts, the autopsy reports, all the media. I do a lot of research. I'm his nephew, and it was a terrible crime, terrible thing happened. But anyway, he stayed there, and he told the cops that he had just killed his wife, and he was ready to go to prison and die. And the judge and jury were going to accommodate that, but over the years it got appealed, and he was given life in prison, which means he served about between 10 and 15 years. This is where his incarceration began and actually where it ended. Let's fast forward to 1961 now. I was 10 years old, heading up the street selling newspapers. It was my routine since he'd been transferred back from state prison to here to stop in there and see if he needed anything from the family. He also was a trustee jailer there. He ran the jail store, so I could always count on him for a Coca-Cola, a pack of crackers or something. Where he stayed, his room was that first, right there at the front of the building, that first window you see, that was his room. He had a cot in there and a little table and some snacks laid out there for the police and inmates and whatever. But when something like that happens, it not only affects the victim's family, it affects the criminal's family too. You can imagine what it was like for our family. None of us had ever committed a crime, and this was decades ago, and nobody's ever committed a crime since, I think. But it ruins so many people, especially the victims. I think fast forward to 2007. That's an air conditioning just cranked up over there, so that's what that noise is. 2007 is I worked right here. I was been a trades worker my whole life after getting out of the army, and so I came to work here. I felt pretty fortunate at 56 years old. But these people doing something here that I couldn't tolerate. They had inmates as helpers, and the inmates, they had to run the place. They had access to women and drugs, alcohol, anything they needed. They could get it brought to them, or they could go out and get it themselves. I couldn't live with that. It wasn't only what happened to my aunt, 16 years old, and my uncle getting off with a light sentence. It was all of these people, these criminals who were drug addicts and thieves and killers, uh, that were being rewarded for their crime. And it's not punishment. Uh, I believe you should treat them with, humane. Don't abuse them, but also don't reward them. But anyway, I stayed there about a year, and I gathered the evidence to make sure that the higher ups knew what was going on. So when I resigned from the job, about June of 2008, I took it all out there to the county supervisor and county government and told them about it. And I expected them to take care of the problem, and I went on about my business. But it didn't go the way I planned. The government, perhaps out of fear of these people, covered that all up, and the cops covered it up, and it was a big. Not only did they do that, they set about destroying my career. But that really didn't matter as much as what was going on here. You just don't do this. But anyway, I tried to stop it, and there was took 4 years. Took 4 years, and I finally got one reporter to come down here and do a story. He called it "Privileged Prisoners," and I'll be posting that in the description of this video about what all went on, and but to show you how God can turn things around, and if you just keep the faith and try to do what's right, He can overcome evil with good. And that's what I've been trying to do for the last 18 years. I've done a lot of local history and remembrances for people, including my aunt. She didn't have a gravestone, and now she's got one. It's a lot to get into, and getting noisy up here, but I just wanted to see this and tell you that you keep the faith no matter what. You keep your eyes focused on God. Go where He leads you. You'll come out okay. And I think that's about all I have to say for now. And God bless you. Thanks for listening.